And we are live. This is another video where if you're not in the car business, just turn me off right now. Because again, you will be bored silly, bored to tears. This is all about really specifically used cars and marketing used cars today. I did a video the other day about optimizing for the third party websites, the marketplace sites, AutoTrader, Cars.com, Car Gurus, etc. Um, and the question has come up, what's new today? What's different now compared to 6 months ago? And we'll explore this a little bit further in just a second or two, because it's kind of really interesting stuff, and it's important if you intend on selling cars today. And we're back. So I guess a small amount of history is in order. 18 years ago, I went to work for AutoTrader and Big Orange, and they weren't Big Orange at the time. They were like a new entity. I would have to walk into a dealership and I would say autotrader.com, and they would say, is that like the book? Because there used to be a Auto Trader magazine. So, well, no, we're a different company. We are related, but it's different. And then I would have to say, well, we're owned by the same people that own Manheim, the auction company. And then the dealer would go, oh, I know Manheim. So that's my history. And I remember having discussions down in Atlanta, asking the question, why do we sort? Why is our default sort from highest price to lowest price? And at least what I was told at the time, that the school of thought, the mindset back then was, if we kind of forced customers to scroll through more listings, see more cars, they're going to spend more time on the site, and that made our advertisers kind of happy because they would see more vehicles. So the whole idea back then, that was 18 years ago, if we can get more SRPs, people looking at more, one person looking at one vehicle one time, or on a list with 25 or 50 vehicles, and that would lead to more VDPs. That's one customer looking at one specific vehicle alone one time, and at that point we're probably going to get more connections. So that was the thought. And then that highest price to lowest price was prevalent in the industry on all of the big sites for 18 years. And it's only been within the past 6 months that the big sites have changed that. And I will give credit. I think the first site of any size that started to use an algorithm to really be the default sort, I think it was KBB, and that was a couple of years ago. None of the other, the big sites followed suit, meaning AutoTrader, Cars.com, Car Gurus, the startup. None of those guys followed suit until, I believe, Cars.com was the first of the big guys, and that's, recent, within the past few months. I'm going to say I do work for Cars.com. I'm not speaking as a spokesman or spokesperson for Cars.com. So I'm going to call them they, as an industry observer rather than an employee, because I don't speak on behalf of them, at least not in this video. So cars.com introduced this algorithm that would determine the sort, best match sort. AutoTrader very soon after that introduced their sort, their algorithm, and I think that goes by a different name, but it's the same idea. Car Gurus, again, is the oddball now today. They sort, their default sort is best deal. So I think that's determined by an algorithm, but it's all about the best price, the lowest price, the best deal for the customer. And whereas the best match, it takes a number of things into account. Now, I mentioned the other day that I worked for vAuto, and vAuto had a tool that allowed dealers to really look at the time, the only things that really mattered was pictures and pricing. You know, if you had a price on the vehicle and you had pictures, you were able to show up and you'd be in great shape. Now, what's happening today with the new algorithms that are in place, it can make the difference between you showing up in 4th position, number 4 on the list, and showing up number 34, maybe 2nd page. So if you're missing something as simple as an exterior color and an interior color, the algorithm is going to say that you're not providing the information that's relevant to helping a customer decide on your vehicle. And it punishes that vehicle, that listing. So that's why it's so important to get all the fields filled in, all the blanks filled in. And all of that stuff can raise you up on the listings. And then there's other things that, and our engineers don't share this stuff with the folks out in the field because they don't want us teaching dealers to game the system. They want to have an algorithm that does its job, shows relevant, fully complete listings. So I think I'm hearing rumblings that your reputation could be a part of that. So, the more reviews you get, the more current reviews, certainly the more pictures, the difference between 4 photographs and 24 photographs can make a difference between you showing up on page 1 and page 3. So it's no longer about the highest price to the lowest price or the best deal, except with the case of Car Gurus. AutoTrader and Cars.com have really joined the modern age, and that's the difference today compared to even at the end of last year. And knowing what the algorithm is looking for, that complete data, is really key, and paying attention to those details, or making sure that your syndication partner is paying attention to those details, will really give you a great leg up on your competition if they're not paying attention to those small things. That's the video today. Have a great day and have a great weekend. Thank you so much.